Balisong flipping is a very fun skill, and I would definitely recommend it for anyone who finds that kind of thing interesting. It's a very fun fidget skill that you can do with your hands. Now, the first step to it is to get your hands on a balisong. I myself have a live blade balisong, which is a balisong that is a real knife. I have my blade taped off for practice purposes. It needs to be retaped, but generally, I wouldn't recommend a live blade for multiple reasons. One being legality, where you live, it can depend state to state. I would check your local laws. Two, it is more dangerous. You are likely to cut yourself in the beginning. I have done that twice on my knuckle and on my left hand as well. And because of that, I wouldn't recommend it to beginners. One product I would recommend would be either a standard trainer, like a metal one. You can find those on Amazon for $15 to $20. Those aren't the greatest quality, but they will help you learn. However, the best one that I can recommend is the Squiddy from Squid Industries. It is a training balisong that is plastic. It's fully plastic. The advantage of this is if live blades like this are illegal in your state or wherever you may live, it is not going to get confused with a knife. The issue you might have with a metal trainer is that, oh, someone sees it, they don't see that it's a trainer, and they might call the police on you, and while you won't get in any trouble for it, there is a chance that your trainer could get confiscated, and now that isn't desirable for obvious reasons. So I would always recommend the Squiddy from Squid Industries. It is around $40 US. Very great product, great for starting off flipping, and just great all-around trainer. Plus, you can take it on airplanes, which is a great advantage if you move around the country a lot. Now, the second thing that you'd want to do to your balisong, besides modding it, which can depend on your balisong. If you're getting a trainer, it can depend trainer to trainer. I would suggest looking on YouTube about specific trainers and how to mod them to be appropriate. With the general mod that one would want to do is, if I have it up here, I do, is using some blue Loctite, which you can get at any hardware store or online, Threadlocker, to lock down the little threads on the bolts of your pivots here, right here. The reason why is over time with flipping, they will become more and more loose, and eventually they can fall off, but usually it's just that it becomes more loose, and your balisong will have much more play, which is that. And that is obviously not as desirable, so generally you want to lock it down, especially with any knife. Even mine, I thread lock down. Now, once you've done that, you want to start learning tricks. The first thing you want to learn is how to open it. So, on a balisong, you have two handles. You have your safe handle and your bite handle. Your bite handle is named as such because if you catch your finger in between the bite handle and the blade, it is on the blade edge, so you will cut your finger. If it is here and the handle is coming down and it hits your finger like that, you will cut yourself if it is a live blade. It's just standard practice even with a trainer. With a Squiddy or another trainer that doesn't necessarily have a specific side that is the blade edge, you would generally tape off one side if it doesn't have a latch. If it does have a latch, like mine does, just say that the latch handle is the bite handle. Once you understand that, you have your safe handle, your bite handle. You always want to be holding on to the safe handle. There are specific tricks once you get more advanced into it that can depend a lot more. However, in the beginning, do not grab onto the bite handle unless you are holding it like this and you have it. If you are mid-flipping and you are holding it like that, you are going to cut yourself. Now, once you understand that, the first trick that you will want to learn is how to open it. If this trick works as both an open and a close, and obviously I would recommend practicing it a lot. So this is the basic open or basic close. It is a bit tricky at first, and it'll take you a few minutes to get down and probably an hour or two of practice to really get it down pat. So what would you want to do is hold it in mechanics grip, essentially, which is just standard gripping it like this between your thumb and first finger, and then gripping the rest of it with, you can kind of grip it with the edge of your first finger as well, like that, and then gripping the bite handle with your three fingers. You want to have your safe handle facing your hand. Once you do that, you want to let go of the bite handle so it swings like that, and then flip it over the back of your hand so that you land in a position like this. Once you get more advanced, you can start to make these movements more fluid, but you want to start off in the basic movements. Now the next movement is to kind of hold the safe handle loosely and flip it around and over again. So that way the back of the blade hits where the back of the bite handle was. And that is a bit tricky to get down because the movement of swing, it's kind of like doing this, swinging it all the way around, except you're swinging it and then landing it on the back of your hand. It takes some work to get that down. And then once you do that, it's as simple as making sure that your fingers aren't in the way and flipping it back over so that it comes in contact with the other handle, and then you have it open. Now, with the close, it is the exact same process, except you flip it over the back, spin it around and over, and then close it again. The only difference is you will end your second flip will have it land, the bite handle land on the back of your finger, versus the first one has it land the back of the blade. But it's not that big of a difference. If you can do one, you can do the other. And that is the basic open. Some other tricks that I would recommend learning would be, I call it the quick draw. There's a bunch of different names for all these tricks because they're really common, but the quick draw, which looks like that, you can find a tutorial for that online. The Y2K, this isn't the Y2K, that's just my setup for it. There's tons of different setups for it. It looks like that was a Zen rollover, which is the one that I would recommend after the Y2K. The Y2K actually looks like this, if I can not mess it up. However, that's generally the path I would recommend, is your basic open, Y2K, and Zen rollover. They will take you a few hours to really get down, but I would look up some tutorials, especially on beginner tricks, and just kind of work your way through them, and that is how you start off with Balisong flipping. Have fun.